And what up, y'all? I love hitting that record button because then I come live and direct through your device, whatever you're watching us on. We appreciate you. If you are a returning viewer, I salute you. If you've been following since day one, I most definitely show you nothing but love and respect. Today, I bring y'all a video from the YouTube streets. This is a podcast that features different people on it. They have a panel and they discuss certain issues. This looks like it might be an all-black panel for the most part because of what they are going to speak about. And this is a perfect example of having the victim mindset and the victim mentality that a lot of y'all do. I'm not going to say a lot of us because I do not have that mindset anymore. Yes, I used to have that mindset. This is exactly why I know what I'm talking about when I discuss these issues. When I speak on having that victim mentality, I know because I'm speaking from experience. Remember, I told y'all this. I speak from experience whenever I give you my commentary or my opinion on things. And of course, I use facts. I throw facts in there because you cannot argue with facts. Anton Daniels comes on this podcast to have a conversation with them because they went at him during one of their live sessions, and they were pretty nasty about him, calling them names and everything else. So this is their first time interacting online, and the conversation gets pretty interesting. We're only going to watch a brief moment of it, but I want y'all to enjoy the show. And if you are a first-time viewer, I need you to do 3 things for me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share this video. Let's get into this video to see exactly what they are talking about, because Anton is going to get in their ass a little bit, and they are going to discuss the issues that they have with Charlie Kirk. And as most of y'all may know exactly who he is, the Turning Point USA founder, who was deleted about a month ago based on his views and the debates he had at these college campuses. This panel they're not big fans of Charlie Kirk at all. They do not like him. And of course, they believe everything that they are told, and you can tell. But I'm not going to get all into it because we're about to watch it. So let's go.
What you said and the stances you took. And
yeah, but it was more than that. Y'all called me a bitch. Y'all called me all of that shit. So
you know how the YouTube streets is the wild, wild west, good brother, right?
I'm with it.
It's the wild, wild west to this shit, right? You can't listen. There's no way in the world you can really be that sensitive or that.
Oh, no. I'm not sensitive at all. I'm just saying.
I was about to say that's his way of telling Anton stop being a bitch, but he tried to do it in a nice way. And he's also opening up the door for whatever Anton is about to say so that he can defend himself by saying, well, we're on YouTube. This is the YouTube streets. You can say whatever it is you want to say. So, yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
Let's kick it in person.
No,
not in person. Let's kick it in person.
Okay. So
listen, Mr. Daniels, because I was the one mainly calling you out your name.
I heard you. I watched the whole thing.
And I know. I'm just telling you now. And I'm gonna apologize to you for that. But I still feel how I feel because I could have did it more cleaner. Because I think it was a bunch of bullshit how you was going against us as a black, as a whole. Like, I would have thought in my mind that you would have at least. At the end of the day, I'm not happy that man got killed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a racist. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But he was. You know what I'm saying? And for you to try to take up for him and knowing that he.
You know, it's funny that most racists always say what? I'm not a racist.
He was racist against black people. It made me feel like you was whitewashed. Like, so a lot of black people get in their mind because they be around them and hang on. They're white people now. Whatever the fuck y'all feel. But like I said, I do my apologies for disrespecting you as a man. But at the moment when I was watching your video, I felt some type of way. Deeply felt some type of way because it was just like you was going against your own culture. And that shit weird. Like it was just more of it was disgusting to me. Your video would do what you were saying and everything. Yeah, it pissed me off. So yes, I said what I said, but I could have said it cleaner. But I meant what I said. But I do apologize for the disrespect.
No, listen, it's cool. I don't have no problem. Like,
yeah,
I've
he
been
don't
in
care
this
about
content game for over 11 years. I've been called everything, so I'm not offended.
Just be ready to
So
debate
it's cool.
your points.
I ain't tripping about none of that shit. But we can kick it about Charlie Kirk. We can talk about that.
But you don't feel like that.
See, I got to understand something. It's not all about name calling, using semantics, trying to insult someone, trying to shame them. It's not about that. Only a weak man will allow that to control his feelings, his emotions in any way, because when people do that, they're trying to get a reaction out of you. So all of the name calling, it doesn't matter, especially when you are on these platforms and you're in this YouTube game. That doesn't matter at all. Just be ready to debate your points and have facts to back whatever it is you are debating.
You're going against your own culture?
I don't. I think that the culture went against us for a long time. I think that everything that we celebrate about this culture has been toxic for us. And It's kept us in jail, it's kept us incarcerated. If you look at the full context, like for example, y'all used a talking point that is often used online about what Charlie Kirk said about empathy, right? Mm-hmm. But if you look at the full video, and this is why you can't take clips alone, you gotta look at the full context. He said, I don't believe in empathy, but I would replace it with sympathy.
That's what he said.
That's the actual quote of what he said. That was the full context.
Look, they're looking like
liberals, Democrats, they take that and they run with it because they chop it up in order to try to validate their point. And this is how they manipulate the community. Continue. If you look at everything Democratic, because we often at times expect people to automatically vote blue and vote Democrat regardless of where they come from, what their socioeconomic status is. If you Black, you vote Democrat, right? Black women voted Democrat at a 92% clip. Black men, 78%. We don't even ask ourselves why. Ain't none of what they do aligning with our culture. If you can find me one clip,
they can't.
One entire live stream in its full context,
they won't be able to.
Where Charlie Kirk went off against Black people.
Doesn't exist.
Like I'll give you another example. A lot of people like to take the talking point of what he said about the pilot situation. Mm-hmm. If I see a Black woman as a pilot on American Airlines, I'm automatically going to start to question, well, the reason why that was, he wasn't talking about Black people specifically. He was talking about American Airlines having a program to where they started to push out people that was qualified for the job, but instead they started to recruit just based off of Blackness and the fact that you're a woman. So the majority of things that you can use for diversity, equity, and inclusion was one of the reasons why American Airlines started to recruit pilots, and then they had a problem with one of their planes, and it just so happened to be one of us to be at the helm of it. So what he was using as a talking point is, you can't by default trust American Airlines because they're qualifying people based off of their looks and their gender, not necessarily whether or not they're the best for the plane. So if you
do y'all understand what he just said? I don't agree with 100% of what Anton Daniels says. I agree with a lot of the stuff he says. It just depends, because at the end of the day, I'm still a man, I'm still a leader, and I'm going to have my own opinion and my own views. What he's speaking about is truthful here, because Charlie Kirk was not trying to talk badly about the Black community. They want you to believe that's what he was doing so that you can hate him. Some of y'all probably hated him, or you still do hate Charlie Kirk because you have hate in your heart. I get it. You're going to say no. You're going to say, I have no hate in my heart. I could never hate a man. He was just racist. Well, if he's so racist, then find a video where he is specifically talking badly about the Black community. Because another thing I noticed is that when he speaks about one particular person that happens to be Black and he's holding that person accountable, y'all get offended and you attribute what he's saying about that one person to everyone, to the Black community, in order to feel offended and get yourself get pissed off about it and become a victim. That's what a lot of people do. And so they do that. They did that with Charlie Kirk, and they continue to do that with Charlie Kirk. You cannot find a video where he was talking badly about the Black community. Matter of fact, I can find you several clips where he is talking about nothing but good things about the Black community and how we can help ourselves. But y'all don't hear me though.
You looked at the whole context of the conversation. He wasn't racist against it. What he was saying is that everything should be merit-based, and it shouldn't be based off of your gender, or it shouldn't be based off of your color.
Okay, so let me respond to that, brother. And Once again, before I go into my diatribe, I want to thank you for coming on the show. Right? When you look at Charlie Kirk, and when you look at the things that he said,
watch this. Look,
if we're being specific,
yeah,
and I'm going to call him out.
Okay.
Charlie Kirk said, his entire.
We're waiting.
His entire.
Yeah. Look at Anton's face.
And I'm emotional about this, but I'm just trying to put this aside. His entire.
He still can't say it.
Spiel. He utilized words to isolate.
That made you feel bad.
And to bring up some of the most obvious issues.
That made you feel
within the
bad.
black race.
That made you feel
He
bad.
pointed out some of the things that it didn't take a rocket scientist to understand were issues inside of our community.
So what?
And he harped on them. And he turned those points into dog whistle fodder.
He did the same thing with the white race. He did the same thing with Chinese. He did the same thing with Asian. He did the same thing with Spanish. He did the same exact things. See, Charlie Kirk was speaking his mind. Yes, he used facts at times. And then at times, he did use his opinions and how he feels. We all know this. And I believe those are the points that a lot of people did not agree with him on. But at the same time, he was holding everyone accountable. Why is it we are the only people who seem to have a problem with being held accountable for our actions?
He played into the racist attitude and the racist concepts.
Makes no sense.
That people outside of our culture have about us. When he spoke about Beyonce and her music being terrible, when he made reference to black pilots, and I heard what he said, he spoke about it more than just once. When he said, he made a point of trying to emphasize the part that it was all DIE. It was all
DEI,
affirmative action. And when he got on the airplane and he saw a black pilot, the first thing, a black pilot, he said more, he talked about it more than once. I heard him say that, and he said it in a jokingly offensive manner. He said, when I get on the airplane, I see a black pilot, I automatically start thinking, what are your credentials? How did you get here? Were you a DIE? Were you an affirmative action candidate? Are you actually qualified? As if,
for one, he has no idea what he's talking about because it's not DIE, it is DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. He doesn't even know what he's debating. He doesn't even know why Charlie Kirk said the things he said. Do you want to know why? Because I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know what DEI means. That's the reason why he keeps saying DIE.
The airlines, whose job it is, they're in the business of transporting people through the air, would somehow put the credibility or the safety of their company or the safety of their passengers at risk by hiring somebody solely based on the color of their skin because they were black. And when he talked about,
but it happened.
When he said that when he says, when I see somebody black, I automatically start thinking this and that. And I think about Martin Luther King. And Martin Luther King said, and I'm not going to quote here, but he said, I'm looking forward to the day when black people are judged by the content of their character,
not the color of
their skin. What Charlie Kirk was proposing time and time again is that he was judging people based on a political process or based on a diversified process aimed to make the playground fair.
That's not what the aim was, Dogface.
But here's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta look at his.
He's absolutely wrong.
His presentation was extremely aggressive, extremely offensive.
No, he did not.
Black people in Pacific.
That's a lie.
Wrong. You're wrong.
That's how you know these people have not watched him for long. Honestly, a lot of them just found out about Charlie Kirk. They just found out with him after his deletion. And they watched a couple of clips and now they're Charlie Kirk experts. All of a sudden, Charlie Kirk was this, Charlie Kirk was that, because he said this, because he said that about black people, about the black community. I promise you, most of these people had never heard of Charlie Kirk, never watched his videos, didn't follow him. But now all of a sudden they're experts because they want to be victims.
Let me just get this off, bro.
Okay.
That is not what he created his fan base off of at all.
I'm gonna write down some stuff you said.
Yeah, let me get my opinion too. God damn it, I ain't got no secretary around here. But listen, when he talked about Beyonce's music, talked about Martin Luther King, what he said about George Zimmerman, racist motherfucking ass. What he said about Trayvon Martin, the excuse, the justification, right? What he said about George Floyd and how he spoke about George Floyd's murder at the hand of law enforcement in the great state of Minnesota. George Floyd, what he said about him. You cannot expect black people to listen to what he said when you look at how black people as a whole feel about how we're treated by law enforcement all over the world, but specifically in this country. He knew that was a hot button issue. He attacked that issue with vigor. He attacked it with no sympathy or empathy for the people who were more primarily affected by George Floyd's death. When he attacked Beyonce, when he attacked the legacy of the Martin Luther King, when he talked about LeBron James, right? There are too many times where Charlie Kirk used what I call, and what the whole world knows.
You want to know the real problem? We uplift celebrities instead of the people making a difference in our communities and in this world. Do you not realize that all the names that he just named, well, for the most part, most of them, besides Martin Luther King, were celebrities. How he spoke about Beyonce, what he said about LeBron James, what he said about... Do y'all not see? It's all about how you feel. It's all about how he made you feel because of the words that he used against our celebrities. You know, those people that we put on the pedestal and we follow. Those people that we uplift, those people that are our leaders that shouldn't be. That's exactly what he's talking about.
Is dog whistling to speak to his base, which were mainly white Anglo-Saxon Christian men, aka MAGA supporters. He did too much of that for my liking, bro, without any real justification.
That's a fact.
And the reason why I say that is because the majority of y'all talking points that y'all had the last time
we heard
that y'all live stream was all the same stuff that everybody else was just repeating that everybody else was saying.
Because Anton, we don't have to reinvent.
Wait, dog. First, I thought you said you was gonna let me get my shit on.
But I'm allow you. Pardon me for the interruption. Because what he gave the world, as it specifically, I'm talking about black people. I'm black. What he gave
accountability.
Facts.
Listen, there's nobody who understands, because if you watch some of my content,
I watch all your shit.
I'm really heavy on gangs in Detroit. I'm really heavy on these so-called community activist groups who are waiting for somebody to come with some magic pill to deal with all the negative shit that happens in our black community. Listen, you can't legislate.
Which is why I'm surprised at you, dog face.
Why are you surprised?
I would think that you probably would be the leader at the forefront of actually championing the majority of the stuff that he would say.
Well, I'm
gonna be honest with you. You don't listen. The only reason, because ain't nobody really told you about yourself. Like I'm gonna tell you about yourself. Because see, I'm the type of nigga that's gonna just tell you the truth. The only reason, dog face, that you are, as far as continuing to celebrate the bullshit that's within the community, while at the same time you straddle the line, dog face. You hot sometimes, you cold sometimes. Sometimes I wonder if either you Republican or you Democrat, because you call out the bullshit, but then continue to still support it by allowing for people to still stand in these spaces where they can be victims. When we know that most of the time, the majority of this shit that we go through is self-inflicted wounds.
Facts.
Listen, the one thing about Charlie Kirk, and similar to myself, is that Charlie Kirk didn't dodge no smoke at all. He was willing to debate you. He was willing to meet. He was going college to campus. He was pulling up on people in real life.
Facts.
And the majority of who he spoke to wasn't even black people. It was liberal white women.
Facts.
It was liberal white women. That is the people that he held accountable the most.
Yeah.
And so the thing about it is that the thing about us is that when we called out, see, when somebody say something to me and they say, Anton, I don't fuck with you, you wrong, and so on and so forth, I'll be like, all right, I feel you. You know what? I respect that because I got thick skin. and I don't live in an echo chamber. I'm not looking for everybody to agree with me. I'm trying to figure out what the right thing is. So even me sitting here talking to you right now, I don't disagree with some of the stuff that you're saying. I actually am taking that in. I'm going to sit on it. I'm going to sleep on that shit, and I'm going to consider it. But see, the thing about the most black people is if you're not massaging their ears and telling them what they want to hear,
facts.
If you're not agreeing with them by default,
facts.
They don't want to have a conversation. And that's the biggest problem. It wasn't that I agreed with 100% of what Charlie Kirk said, because I don't agree with 100% of what my own mother say, right? The problem is that, I don't advocate for nobody to die because they got their own opinion, regardless of whether I agree with them or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to celebrate somebody's death
at all.
I would rather you be here and me be able to debate you or talk back. We don't want to talk about none of the shit that he said that's actually hitting us. We want to feel like victims. Motherfuckers in the hood talk harder than us and say wilder shit about us than Charlie Kirk ever did, but we get offended at that nigga?
Mm-hmm. And that's a fact. And let me make this point real quick, because I just thought about something, right? The same people who are talking about how bad Charlie Kirk was for holding certain communities, certain people accountable. And just like Anton said, he debated a lot of white liberal women. That's who he was debating. Mostly on campus, it was a lot of white students. They act like he was going around campuses just talking about black people all the time. That's not the case. You saw 2 clips and you seem to think you're an expert on Charlie Kirk and you know exactly what he stood for and what he spoke about. That is false. But the same people here, right, on this panel, I guarantee you, who probably said free Pooh Shiesty, right? Free Lil Durk. The same people who listen to the music talking about bang, bang, shoot 'em up, pew, pew, all of that. The same people who listen to Cardi talk about drugging men, robbing them, dropping it while she's still pregnant, talking about all the D. The same people who will advocate for a criminal to get out of prison, to get out of jail, because the culture is trash. Those same people are the ones who will then turn around and say, damn, Charlie Kirk was being mean to us. Make it make sense.
But you said the right thing, Anton. The thing is, look at the messenger and how he was delivering it. See, you missing that part. I understand what you're saying.
To be worried about what the messenger looked like.
No, this is what I'm saying. I understand.
Feelings.
I understand what you're saying about listening to his whole message. But who put him in our shoes to be able to give us a message about what we should and shouldn't do?
Y'all not hearing this shit no matter what. I say it and y'all don't fuck. Listen, if I say it, y'all don't want to hear shit about me. Facts. Y'all don't want to kick it with me. The first thing that y'all say is, look at this.
So why would we want to hear it from him? Make that make sense.
You don't want to hear from nobody.
No, first, let me say something, Dollface. Let me say something. The reason why we don't, my thing is, it's a difference. It's a major difference of delivering a message. If you're just talking about all our fuck up is what's wrong with the black community.
How's she gonna say he's not speaking about solutions? And then when Anton said he did speak on solutions, then she says nobody wants to hear his solutions based on the way that he was saying it. Feelings, once again, a cop-out, moving the goalpost.
So you're sensitive is basically what you're saying.
You don't want to hear it. What I'm saying is a white motherfucker can't say shit about us because
they want to.
Exactly.
And then when they was sad about it, you got a black man backing him. You're a black man.
I don't back people based off of the color of their skin. I back people whether or not I agree with them.
How dare you? To me, I'm gonna tell you right now. And I'm not gonna change the way you think, and I'm gonna change the way I think. Okay.
Facts.
Versus the people that's actually productive and doing what they're supposed to do.
Facts.
White people don't fuck with all white people.
Facts.
Asian people will separate themselves. I just got back from Japan last year, and it's a whole city that's dedicated to getting the motherfuckers out of here that's not doing the shit that they supposed to do.
Facts.
Why do I have to support everything that black people do? Because I'm gonna tell you, I give out scholarships to black people. I employ them. See, I don't go by talking points. I go by real life. I employ the majority black women. I give out scholarships to my alma mater, Cass Tech, $25,000 every single year, $5,000, and I give them specifically to black boys. I be out in the streets passing out $5,000 every 2 weeks to people in the streets, handing it to their hands, not giving it to some bitch ass community organization. So I don't care about what people say. The real work is on the ground. Fact. And so my life is a reflection of it. I'm married to a black woman for the last 21 years, right? I'm advocating. I never left my city, even though I have the resources to be able to do so. And I'm always going to be a resident of Detroit. So I don't care about when people say you go against black people. Black people think that just because you say something and hold them accountable and say stop doing fuck shit, that automatically means that you going against them, or because you support something that somebody says that hold us accountable.
He's
that
stereotyping. He said all black people are one.
I go against black culture that continues to celebrate the things that keep us down. I don't go against black people. Black people are respectable. Black people.
So you're saying you against you
raise their children.
Hold on, baby. So let me try to bring this.
I don't care about the feelings part.
Let's reel this in, right? So let's reel this in right quick. So listen. So let's just so we're on the same page. So I don't think this issue is about whether I owe you. I don't think that this issue is about. I heard you try to. Well, I see that you are trying to reference. Is that 5? That's 5.
What you got? DoorDash, Dogface? What's going on, man?
You don't stay on my business, Anton. Stay on my business, brother. Stay on my business. So listen. So I hear you say Democrat, Republican. Good brother. When it comes to the issues that affect black people by and large, I just had a conversation on the Ugly Money podcast last night.
Shout out to Ugly Money, that's my guy.
Yeah. When I spoke about some of the policies from a governmental standpoint that have been most detrimental to black people as a whole, those policies were enacted under a Democratic control House, Senate, and presidency. I spoke about the Clinton administration when Joe Biden, when the whole crime reform bill, the welfare reform bill, even criminalizing child support.
Correct.
That all happened under a Democratic controlled presidency and Congress total.
That's why I be wondering, is you Republican? Well, I don't know what you are, Dogface.
No, bro. Listen, black people as a whole, they're more conservative.
Yes.
I don't think white people know this. Or people who I don't think
black people know
community, but black people are more conservative.
Black
people know it, Dogface. They're trying to convince you to distance yourself from the bullshit that y'all support that is liberal and Democrat.
We can argue that point. We can argue Democrat, Republican. I'm of the opinion that it doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican. I'm going to support black people have to disengage themselves from the political party in this sense. I don't care what your political affiliation is. Like, you're from Detroit. I talk to people in the city council. I talk to people who deal with the mayor's office. And I know that you have the Chaldean American, the Arab American. They're always down at the city county building. They're always at the mayor's office trying to champion and trying to force policies and procedures that's going to benefit their race of people.
But see, the reason why it matters, Dogface, that we have both black Republicans, it matters that we care about having people on both sides.
I get you, but see, my point is this, Anton. It's not about
because we can't listen. We can't demand anything if they already know that everybody is going one way.
Well, we can't demand.
We can't advocate for anything, Dogface. Like, no politician gives a fuck about black people.
Absolutely. So
because black people already have made up in their mind that they only gonna vote one way.
Thank you.
How do you have them on both sides? We could all disagree.
Anton is definitely spitting some game to them. I don't know if they're going to listen to him or not. I'm going to watch the rest of this video, but I hope y'all enjoyed this small clip that we watched. Bottom line is that some people will never change their minds. Some people are just that close-minded, especially when you get to a certain age. It's a wrap. They're not going to change their minds no matter how factual your points are. It doesn't matter how you debate them. It doesn't matter how you break down their opinions and views. It does not matter at all, because they will always continue to have a certain mindset, and I see that now, no matter what happens. And this is the reason why a majority of black folks vote the Democratic side. And this is the reason why nothing has been done for the black community, because they already know that you're going to vote for them anyway without getting anything in return. So why would I need to do anything for you? Until next time.